Hey there guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to sync video and audio in Adobe Premiere Pro. I'm using CS 5.5 because I hate the changes that have been made in CS 6, but whatever recent version you're using, you should be able to follow this tutorial just fine. Before we start, here's what you'll need. A video clip of audio, separate audio which will be syncing with the video, a recent version of Adobe Premiere Pro. As I said, I'm using CS 5.5, but it doesn't really matter. I usually use a pair of headphones as well instead of speakers, simply because it makes it easier to pick up slightly out of place clips. So yeah, let's get on with the video. Syncing audio should be a very simple process for most people. There are just a few little things that can make it harder, and I'm going to show you how to get over those. First, I'm going to explain what I tend to do as preparation for kind of syncing while I'm recording. The first thing that I do when I hit the record button on both my microphone and my camera is I click with my fingers in front of the microphone and in front of the microphone on the camera. What this does, it kind of creates a kind of stamp so I know exactly where I need to sync the audio. If you're doing something with someone else as well, over the internet, over something like TeamSpeak or Vent, then you can do what me and Liam do on the podcast, which is I'll say, I'd rather have a bowl of, and Liam will say Cocoa Pop straight afterwards, so we know that we're synced. So that is essential, really, unless you've got some other way. A lot of people clap, and some other people, well, quite a few people say check as well. But I find clicking is good because the microphone on my camera is really, really insensitive, so it isn't very good for it. So you can see clearly there on my high quality audio that there's the click. I'm pretty sure that's what that wave is there. And you can barely see it on this other audio, but I think that's what that is as well. So this is kind of the first part where you just kind of search for where you've marked it. And I can find that, yeah, that is the click that I like. Well, yeah, that is a click from that video. And then that's also that one. So that's kind of like the easiest part to this. And well, it's actually probably one of the hardest parts, actually trying to find where you've done it, especially if sometimes you don't kind of click loud enough. And then you just kind of begin the process where you try and line them up. It won't do it first time with fully zoomed out. It's just something that I always forget to do, is pull the audio marker right back, so when I'm zoomed in it's a lot easier to find. And you can see very slightly there, it's very, very quiet in this video, unfortunately. And that is nearly lined up. So you can keep zooming in further and getting it more and more kind of aligned, but it is nearly impossible to get it perfect. You see, I've only got one marker. If I go one more, it will be too far that way. And you can just carry on doing that for ages if you want to, but there is a much, much easier way of doing this, and I'm going to show you how. Sometimes it just won't do it. So, it will do it because I've got the solution for it, but sometimes you won't manage to get it to actually meet at all. Now, this is because when you're using Adobe Premiere Pro like this, it's not doing it in seconds, it's doing it in frames, well, frames per second. And each frame is too long for them to meet up properly. So every time you move this, you're moving at one frame, which is too much for them to sync properly. Now, to get around this, if you just unclick snap so it's turned off, and then go to this little down menu and do show audio time units. Now, time units are a lot smaller than frames per second, so now all you have to do is very gently do it, and as you get it lined up, it's just a hell of a lot easier doing it this way. And yeah, so you can then listen to your audio, which is kind of deep in here because for some reason I take like 10 years to actually start talking when I do these. So here we go. All of that stuff. So yeah, if it is actually out of sync, then I'll show you what that sounds like. I'll see you next. It might not be as dramatic as that, but you will hear some sort of echo if it isn't synced properly. So once you've done that, oh god, I'm still in audio time units. So yeah, just click snap back on, then you can drag, get those the same size. Then if your low quality audio is attached, you can do unlink if you right click on it, then click on it, hit delete, drag the good quality audio back up, hold down shift while clicking on both of them, right click again, and then you can do link, and now they are one clip. So it is a really simple process, but some people struggle with it. So you'll be able to hear now that the audio is, please put it in the comment section, because we as high quality as I can get it. So that's it really. That is kind of the comprehensive guide, I guess, to syncing up audio in Adobe Premiere Pro. So if you like this video, please subscribe and like the video. If you've got any suggestions for tutorials that I can do in the future, this is my first tutorial, so it is a bit hairy, unfortunately. But if you've got any suggestions for tutorials in the future, please leave them in the comments. And if you've got any kind of criticisms, whether it's good or bad, then please leave that in the comments as well. Thank you for watching, everyone.